Hello everyone, we're back with something a little different today. I thought I would do a sort of unboxing and review of my Stranger Things collection. We're only going to be talking about officially licensed items. We're not going to talk about all the product that is out there on the market. And this is by no way meant to be complete. This is just the items that I have, the things that I find interesting. I tend to lean towards things that are reproduction. I like that sort of stuff, so a lot of that you'll see today. Right off the bat, I do want to say that this Palace Arcade shirt that I'm wearing is not an officially licensed product. At the time when I picked it up, there was very little Stranger Things merchandise on the market, so I went ahead and got it, but just know going into something, whether or not you're getting something that's officially licensed or not, it'll generally say right off the bat, and you can find out. But I wanted to start off with the Blu-Ray DVD and Soundtrack type release stuff that's related to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do, so you know, there's soundtracks and things that are out there. That's pretty well standard knowledge. The artists who do this are Kyle Dixon and Michael Stein. They do the music, and that was one of the big things that first attracted me to the show, was just hearing that opening theme, you know, pulled me right in. It's such classic 1980s stuff. But as it turns out that the band itself has the two guys have a band themselves called Survive, and so if you really like the music and you want to get more, there is more stuff out there by these guys. So just to help you out, the name of the band is Survive, but it's not spelled just the way that you would expect it. They actually put a space after every letter, so it's S space U space R space etc. I had a little trouble finding it initially, didn't think anything existed, and then it turned out that it was just a matter of how I was typing it into like Apple Music and stuff before I was able to find it. So next we have the first season, second season release of these. I thought this was pretty cool. It's the, you know, reproduced to look like the VHS tape. You know, the way that the case would have opened, but then you got your Blu-ray and all that kind of stuff inside. Poster, things like that. Pretty cool in the way that the packaging on this replicates the, you know, the original VHS tapes and the way that it slides in. This one here is done like the later day hard plastic cases. Opens up again, looks like the VHS is in here, but in fact you have all of your Blu-rays and things that are in there. So the next thing I want to go through, I will do is there's actually some official merch stuff that has now come out by what is it? It's H&M. You know, the store. So they've done these reproduction lifeguard trunks that Billy wore in season 3, and the whistle, you know, from him for being the lifeguard. So there's a couple things like that. Those are available in the store. The Stranger Things, just real quick, these two releases are Target only exclusives. So you can pick those up through them. The next thing I wanted to go through is this Crosley record player, which is reproduced to look like Will's living room wallpaper. Set this down here. The cool thing when you open this, it's got that alphabet on the wall that she used in season 1 kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. All right, the next thing I'm going to go through here is a series of books that have since come out on this. We've got one here on Max. This is most of the stuff, these books are like prequel things. So this book in particular is about her days before moving to Hawkins, when Billy first became her stepbrother. I'm not going to go into full reviews of these things because I want to keep this stuff, the storylines and that stuff intact for people who want to go get it. So it's more just a matter of showing you what's available. There's a book here on Hopper, and it's on his pre-days when he was a cop. I believe it's when he was a New York City detective. So before he came to Hawkins, what happened to him. There's some of the stuff that's alluded to for him, for Max. These are great ways to get into it. There's a nice thick book, takes place in '77. Next one is another prequel type book, but this one is about Eleven's mom, and treatments that she volunteered for with Dr. Brenner. Again, prequel, how all this happened, and probably goes into Eleven being taken after her birth and whatnot. But another book there. We then get into, they started comics and graphic novels. So this was the first issue and a special variant cover. But this is the first, I guess, compendium. It's the first 6 issues bound together in a hard back book. This is a Barnes & Noble's exclusive special cover edition of it. You can pick it up through them. Just flip through, since there's actual images in this one for you to see, but the art's done really well in this. So there is a comic book as well. And we've got this here. It's a book that's done as a sort of a about the show kind of a thing. But what's really cool about it is, it's got it's a real sticker on the outside of it, not just printed there, but it's done to look like a library book. And tear in the cover. It's got the old plastic protection on the outside of it. And then there's lots of great stuff about the show in here, and the making of, and how they came up with the ideas, early art for it, that kind of stuff. This came out before season 3. There's some extra content and stuff in the back here of things that are related. There's artwork hidden inside here. There's a sort of Morse code thing that allows you to uncover some clues and things that came up for season 3. So this was a pretty cool book that came out. And a lot of their stuff is that way, that if you get it at the time, there's usually additional information and things that's being provided on it for an upcoming season and that sort. So definitely worthwhile checking these things out as they're released and staying up on what's going on. One of my latest ones is actually this. That's Will Byers' Secret Files, but it's the cool thing is, it's done to be like the Trapper Keeper. If you grew up in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. So I take protective cardboard out, but there you go. Trapper Keeper. It's pretty cool to have a book reproduction that's done like that. As I mentioned, I like the reproduction things. So, the reproduction library book, the reproduction Trapper Keeper. And the final thing I'd like to go through, which is not readily available anymore, but this was a Loot Crate box that had come out with a bunch of unique items, limited edition items, and it was an all Stranger Things related. It came out right just after the second season debuted. And I just quickly wanted to go through the items that are in there. So, came with this shirt. Again, all of this is officially licensed merch, but only exclusively available through the Loot Crate. So these are things that if you want these items, you can probably pick them up on eBay and places like that. But there's a Barb upside down doll, pretty cute. Levin and Mike's, when they're riding the bike and Van flips over them figure. Levin and a Demogorgon figurine. These are the next things are the things that I really like. If you recall, in season 2, it's Eleven and Hopper sitting on the couch watching TV together. Shows their feet up. They each are wearing these socks, so you get matching replica socks. Then old trading cards actually has stickers and all that stuff inside it, just like the original cards that we grew up with. There is a composition notebook, and there's some sketches inside here as well. But again, just like you would have, says Hawkins Middle on it. And then there's a Smoke Monster sort of sketch, and then the final thing, a series of buttons that are in here. So All in all, some pretty cool merch. I just wanted to kind of go through, show you what's available, let you know some of the additional stuff that's out there that you might not be aware of, and you know, keep you checking and looking for Stranger Things. It seems to be all over the place, coming out quicker than I can keep up with. But there you go. That's the merch that I've got and the replica stuff that's available. If you like this, remember to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Keep up to date on these sort of things and other things. Hope everyone has a really good day, and I'll talk to you all real soon.